Hola, Senora Carlson here with a little bit of help with discussion 1 in module 6. And you'll see it's called La Chequera Real, the royal check, the royal checking account. So it's indicating here to watch the video, which hopefully you are. You're watching this now. And you'll see at the very top of the task helpful hints in writing numbers in Spanish. So access this site. And here it is for how to write numbers in Spanish. So that's going to be your task. We have our lower numbers here, 1 to 15. And then we get into numbers by tens, we get into the hundreds, and we get into the thousands. So you're going to need that information. So click on that connection and you'll have a little bit of a cheat sheet there. The purpose of this task, you will be writing or practice your writing, listening, and speaking skills by writing out 4 checks for the Princess of Spain. You'll work with numbers hundreds and plus and hear the Spanish accent of speakers from Spain. The activity has 4 parts. First of all, you will open and download the PDF document. We'll do that in a moment down here in Paso Uno, step 1. You will select 4 cheques, 4 checks, and you will write out each check. You are not going to use the model, item number 7, because that's something that's shown for you and much too easy. You need to do the work on your own. So please don't use the item 7 in red. You will save your revised PDF document that has your 4 checks written out, and you're going to email that to me so that other students can't see your work and they can do their own work as well. Then you will upload a recording where you read all elements on 2 of those checks. Plus, you will state the check amounts converted to US dollars. In the writing, you will write out each check and you will include a little area where you convert the amounts to US dollars. So let's go through the steps. Paso número 1, download the PDF. So let's click on it and let's download that document. Save it to your desktop because that will be the document that you can then write in. Okay, so you're going to see here it is. And when you click and open it, take a look. You'll see that there are 10 checks. And you'll notice that número 7 is done for you. So we'll go over that example in a moment. So there's the document. It's out on your desktop. Okay, let's go back to the directions. So you've downloaded that document. You're going to select 4 checks to work with, not including the model. You're going to complete the information needed for the 4 checks, including the date that's indicated. So notice in all of these, they have a date indicated, and you'll need to write that date on the check. You will include the recipient. So notice at the beginning of each item is the recipient, the person you will write out the check to. Bienes Raíces Reales is one recipient, Senora Natalia Martinez is another recipient, etc. You will write out the amount due written in words. So you're going to see that this, for example, is 36,000 euros. Notice in Spanish, they put a period instead of a comma in the segmentation for the thousands. And then interestingly enough, if there were cents at the end, they would put a comma and then the cents. And that's going to come into play when you convert the euro amount to the US dollar amount. Okay, so you'll include the date indicated, the recipient, the amount due written in words, the amount due numerically, and that is given to you here. And then you'll write in the memo line what the money is for. So for example, for number 1, the purpose is to alquiler, to rent, de vivienda, okay, a living space to rent. And then you will write in the date, of course, el 11 de octubre, the date indicated. And then at the bottom, you're going to write the euro amount converted to dollars in the space below the check, and we'll see an example of that. Use a search function on the internet to find the current conversion from euros to US dollars. And then you'll save the revised PDF document after you've written out your 4 checks, and you'll email that to me at debbieanncarlson@gmail.com. So if we go here, let's put a new, let's go here, okay, for our help. And let's just write converting euros to US dollars. All right, and there we go. We get that conversion here, the site to convert. And if we come back here to our directions, let's see, let's put in 36,000 euros. So we'll put in 36,000, and that converts to $42,893.93. And you're going to need to write that in Spanish. Let's go back to our instructions. So after you complete that, you've written out 4 of your checks, you've emailed that to me, you select 2 of your 4 completed checks to record. Listen to the pronunciation in the thread for 2 checks that you select. Create an audio recording in Spanish with the date, recipient, memo, amount in euros, and the converted amount in US dollars. And you're going to say all of that in Spanish. Even the US dollar amount, you'll say that in Spanish. You will post that recording in the discussion thread. Your grading criteria, 80% of your grade is the written portion, the 4 checks. Each check is worth 20% of the grade and is graded on spelling, the accurate order of the date. Remember, it's the day, month, and year. So when we see el primero de abril, that will be written 01//04/2021. So it's the opposite of English. If it were the 1st of April in English, we would write it 4/1. In Spanish, it's written 1/4. The accents are counted and the correct conversion of euros to US dollars. 20% of your grade is the speaking portion. Practice the pronunciation by listening to the model recordings. And those are going to be located in the thread. We'll take a look at one in a moment. Each check is worth 10% for the pronunciation portion and graded based upon understanding by a native Spanish speaker. So let's do the first part. Let's go into our document, our PDF document, and let's write out a check, or let's look at the example of one that's written out. Okay? So this is what we're given, and I've also included a date for you to write. So the date wasn't written in the original task, but I included a date. El 3 de septiembre is the date I wanted you to write. So take a look at how this is written out. So first of all, if it's the 9th of September, or the 3rd of September rather, el 3 de septiembre, you write the date 03/09/2021. Made out to the Departamento de Tráfico Municipal, the amount in numerical figures, 15,000 euros. The amount written out in words, 15,000 euros. And in the memo, what it's for, multas de velocidad y parqueo. So fines for speeding and parking. I've written my signature here. And when you click on this, just erase what's there, and you can write in your signature. They'll all look the same, in this font, that's fine. And then go out to your conversion, and we converted 15,000. So let's go out here. We converted 15,000, and I did this yesterday. So let's see, $17,872.48. But you need to write that in Spanish. So let's take a look. 17,870, yesterday it was $4 con 14 centavos. That's what it was yesterday. Yesterday was $17,874 con 14 centavos. So you need to write that out in Spanish. And this is your practice writing large numbers in Spanish. So when we do the listening, let's go back to the instructions. And let's go into the thread and let's listen to number 7. It's not going to say the date because they didn't include a date, but I wanted you to have that. So in my instructions, you're to include a date. So let's listen.
Departamento de Tráfico Municipal, 15.000 euros, multas de velocidad y parqueo.
Notice how these are Spanish speakers. Velocidad, they use a theta. It sounds like a lisp to us. 15 mil euros. I'm not asking you to do that pronunciation, but I do want you to hear the pronunciation. So for your check, when you are doing your recording, you would say, Departamento de Tráfico Municipal, el 3 de septiembre 2021, 15 mil euros, multas de velocidad y parqueo en dólares, $17,874 con 14 centavos. So that would be your first check. And then you read your second check. Read it out loud for your recording. Just read them. And then you go into the thread, okay, and you come down here. And this is where in the thread you post your recording. So you click and you insert your local file, you insert your recording. Don't write anything in the thread. I don't want you to write anything here because this is other students can listen to what it is that you wrote, but I want everybody to do their own personal writing and to email that to me. So hopefully you understand, and once again, you're going to read the instructions here on the beginning page. You follow these instructions to complete the task. And my suggestion is to complete discussion 1 by Friday. The only thing that you need to complete discussion 1 is to do los números, watch the video for numbers 100 plus. And if you go into the study plan, you will see that numbers are in this first study plan section. So you can certainly feel free to do that discussion, number 1, after you complete the first instructional video and study plan section 1. Muy bien, that's it. Adios.